Welcome back to SPEEDHACK. So today's hack is the tale of two startups. On the one side we have Courser. So Courser is super premium. What do they call it? Hyperlux?
Hyperlux.
All right. So Hyperlux running sneaker. I would say more on the luxe side, more on the fashion side. But this is a new brand, new startup that comes in at around $825. So super high end. Yes, I said that right. $825. All right. So that's one startup. And then on the other side, we have Atreyu. And so Atreyu is all about very simple, very honest, I would say no frills running design. And it's coming in at $75. So they both kind of play a part in the running category, but they're at very distinct differences on pretty much every level. And they're both doing a lot of things that are interesting on different levels as well. So now we're going to get into that, and Kevin's going to come up and take you through that.
Okay, so let's start with the experience of both of these brands. Let's start with Courser first. Very nice box. I just have to take you through all this because it's a really nice printed box inside and out. We've got a satiny bag, dual layer, fleece inside. Very nice. Printed in gold. Extra set of laces.
Keep going.
But what's really interesting is the inside of this box. We have Sistine Chapel inspired artwork of their Courser dog. Some really heavy cardboard. Makes me feel guilty about throwing it away or recycling it, but it's a very nice box. Now, Atreyu, no boxing, it's an unbagging. Comes in a poly bag. This is it. Poly bag and a poly bag. So a very different promise and a very different opening experience. And that's why we think this makes such an interesting hack mashup.
All right, so our mission is to make the best running shoe that we can make with these two models. With the Courser, we really liked what we saw with the upper. It was a really interesting package, and they used a really thin nubuck, and then they laminated that to kind of a Dyneema-esque material. So really kind of an exotic material mix on the Courser that made for a really lightweight package on the upper. So we really liked that. But when we got to the bottom, we started measuring it, and the durometer of the bottom was actually over a 60C durometer, which by running standards today is quite hard. Now again, this is like a Hyperlux fashion sneaker, so you can kind of position it where you will, but in our case, we're trying to make the best running shoe we can make. So 60C or over 60C is quite hard. So on the Atreyu side, Atreyu has a really nice, simple unisole midsole, outsole bottom with great running dimensions, great hardness. I don't remember what the Atreyu measured out at.
I don't know if we did measure
it. Well, anyway, it feels about more around a 50C durometer, give or take. So we're going to take the best of what we saw with the Atreyu bottom and mash it up with the best of what we saw with the Courser upper, and we'll see where we land when that happens. All right, so we have a plan. Check out this sketch. Let's get hacking.
Okay, so we've completed the hack. It was another fairly challenging one, given we had to remove the bottom from the upper on the Courser and have a good upper intact. This upper is fairly fragile, being that thin nubuck material. But in the end, it came out pretty well. Believe it or not, the nets of the two products are fairly similar, so it was a pretty clean assembly in the end. We saved about 6 ounces overall. We measured the Courser at 14.4 ounces. In a size 9, we measured the Atreyu at just under 6, and here we're at 8.4. So we added a couple ounces from the Atreyu, but we lost a whole bunch from the Courser. So let's get it out on the road and see how it runs.
All right, so we took it out on the run, and it performed pretty well. The materials, like we already said, they're really nice. It kind of has that glove-like, fit in the forefoot. I would say maybe the one area that could improve is the heel fit. There's not much of a collar package coming more from the fashion side, so would probably bump that out a little bit more if we're going to make it into a true performance running shoe. But all in all, we were able to run in it, get some miles in, and pretty successful hack.
So this was certainly one of our more interesting hacks. Here we have two digitally native newcomers on the extreme ends of the running spectrum. Hyperlux on one end with Courser, and this new subscription digitally disruptive model from Atreyu on the other end. We brought them together, mashed them up, and brought them to the middle. We've got the Italian craftsmanship of this upper combined with a really simple, very runnable bottom, and it makes for an interesting mashup. We don't suggest anybody run out and do this necessarily with their own products. The combination doesn't make for any specific magic, but it is an interesting hack, and we hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for our next Speed Hack.